morning everyone. Today I am going to give my pharmacology presentation on the topic oral contraceptives, estrogen and progesterone preparation. So there are several methods of contraception. Contraception means preventing pregnancy leading from the coitus, and there are several methods known as pharmacological and non-pharmacological. Non-pharmacological methods include vasectomy, tubectomy, and pharmacological methods include oral contraception and many other methods. So oral contraception is a pharmacological method. Let's see the definition of oral contraceptives. Oral contraceptives are medicines taken by mouth to help prevent pregnancy. They are also known as birth control pills. As we saw, oral contraceptive is a method of taking pills by mouth, and they are also known as birth control pills, and they have a success rate of 99 to 99.5%. There are three types of oral contraceptives, namely combination oral contraceptives, progestin only oral contraceptives, and postcoital oral contraceptives. In combination, there is a combination of progesterone and estrogen. In progestin, it only contains progesterone, and in postcoital, it is taken after the coitus. So combination OCs have also three major subdivisions, namely monophasic, biphasic and triphasic. We'll see it in brief. So these were the types of contraceptives, oral contraceptives, and now let's move on to the combination OC, which is the first type of oral contraceptive. Combination OCs contain both estrogen and progesterone. Now the types are monophasic, biphasic and triphasic, as I told earlier. In monophasic, each tablet has a fixed amount of estrogen and progesterone, as you can see. In biphasic, it contains a fixed amount of estrogen, and bi means 2. So at the second half of the cycle, the progesterone increases. In triphasic, it means 3. It contains 3 phases. So amount of estrogen is fixed and progesterone increases in 3 parts. So this was monophasic, biphasic and triphasic. Now let's move on to the drugs which are there and the action of combination OCs. The drugs include Maladie, Overall and Novolon, which is also known as Femilon. You can note it down, the chemical composition and the dosage. The action of combination OC is it inhibits ovulation. It inhibits the release of ovum from the ovary. And the second action is thickening of cervical mucus forming barrier. It thickens the cervical mucus and forms barrier. It makes endometrium less favorable for implantation. If the endometrium is not ready, then the zygote will also not implant and the pregnancy will not be there. So these were certain types, drugs and action of combination OCs. Let's move on to the progestin only OCs, which only contain progesterone. So they are also known as mini pills and contain only progesterone and not estrogen, as I told you earlier. Certain drugs are Norqd and Overet, and you can note down the chemical formula and dosage. Progestin only OCs have some action, which is it alters cervical secretions. It makes the cervical mucus dry. It also produces thick sticky mucus forming barrier as the combination OCs do, and it modifies endometrium lining and makes it less favorable for the nidation. As we saw, combination OC and progestin only OC both have similar kind of action, but when we move on to the postcoital OC, it has some different actions. So let's move on to the postcoital OC. It contains both estrogen and progesterone. It is taken within 24 hours of coitus and 2 tablets immediately and 2 tablets repeated after 24 hours. Postcoital OC contains both estrogen and progesterone, and earlier estrogen levels were higher, but nowadays it is both are same amount. Now the dosage of it is taken within 24 hours. It is taken within 24 hours, and after 24 hours 2 tablets are taken. Like in combination and progestin only OCs, they are taken according to the days, and 7 days of menstrual cycle is left, and after that they are taken again. Now this postcoital OC is taken within 24 hours after the coitus, and after 24 hours it is taken 2 tablets. It's repeated. The drugs which come under postcoital OCs are Overall, 2+2 and Norlevo. The common chemical is Nevonorgestrel. You can note it down and you can write the dosage also. It has certain different actions from the previous OCs which we learned. It is teratogenic. By teratogenic, I mean that it is harmful for the zygote or the fetus. And teratogenic also means that causing congenital abnormalities in the baby. The next action is it causes unfavorable condition for the zygote and shedding of the endometrium lining. So as we saw the types of oral contraceptives, now we'll collectively move on towards the indications, contraindications and side effects of oral contraceptives. The indications for oral contraceptives are: it avoids unwanted pregnancy and it avoids dysmenorrhea and premenstrual tension. It prevents anemia by reducing blood loss. It decreases pelvic inflammatory disease. It prevents ovarian and endometrium carcinoma. It decreases benign breast tumors and ovarian cysts. So these were the indications of oral contraceptives. Now every drug has a contraindication also. So now let's move on to the contraindications of oral contraceptives. You are not supposed to take oral contraceptives if you have allergy to any component of the product, history of blood clot disorders, history of stroke or heart attack, history of severe hypertension, or you have severe hypertension, diabetes that causes blood vessel problems, so you're not supposed to take oral contraceptives. If you're poorly controlled diabetes, severe headaches, for example migraine, and if you have breast cancer and liver cancer or any liver disease. In these conditions, the patient is not supposed to take oral contraceptives because it will hinder because its component will cause problem with the disease. Let's move on to the side effects of oral contraceptives. It causes nausea, breast tenderness, fluid retention, weight gain, acne, breakthrough bleeding, missed periods, headache, depression, anxiety, change in vision and other mood changes, and lower sexual desire. Additionally, the following more serious side effects are also there, like thromboembolism, which is also known as blood clots, breast cancer, cervical cancer, cancer of the cervix, benign liver tumors and diabetes. So these were certain types, indications, contraindications and side effects of oral contraceptives. Now we'll see estrogen and progesterone preparation, how they are prepared and for what they are used. Basically, more often for what estrogen and progesterone are used. The estrogen is produced by ovaries, placenta and small amounts of adrenal and testes. Now let's see the preparation. Estrogen is available for oral and parenteral use, and it is also used for transdermal patches for cyclic estrogen therapy, also available. Estrogen is used in the cases of hormone deficiency and they are available in the form of transdermal patches. They are patches which contains estrogens, like we learned in the forms of drugs. Patches are also there which contains medication and only the patients have to put on their skin and it will continuously release the medication or the hormone. So it contains estrogen. The patches contain estrogen and the patient has to put it on there are different parts, namely upper chest, upper outer arm, lower abdomen and hip, as you can see in the picture. So the patient has to put these patches on the patient has to put the patch on the site which is mentioned and it will release the hormone and it will treat hormone deficiency. Now let's see the uses of estrogen. What are the uses of the estrogen preparation? Estrogen preparation are used for post-menopausal hormonal therapy. It is also used for contraceptives, as we have discussed earlier. It is used for primary ovarian failure. It is also used for dysfunctional uterine bleeding, acne, carcinoma prostate, dysmenorrhea, delayed puberty in girls, and senile vaginitis. So these were certain preparations and uses of estrogen. Now we'll move on to the preparation of progesterone and its uses. Progesterone is a natural progestin synthesized in the ovaries and placenta. Its preparation contains progesterone shot, tablet, suspension, gel or jelly, capsule which is liquid filled, and capsule, normal capsule, and suppository. So progesterone is also used for hormonal deficiency. Mainly it is used for gender transformation. Progesterone shots are given, as that was the first preparation of progesterone shots, that is given on the dorsogluteal region, as you can see in the picture. It is given on the dorsogluteal region. So this was the preparation of progesterone. Now let's quickly move on to the uses of progesterone. It is used for hormonal deficiency, for contraception as we studied earlier, in which they are generally used with estrogens. This also we studied, either in combination or in sequential manner. In combination in the combination OCs and without combination in the progesterone only, as we studied. You can see control of dysfunctional uterine bleeding, treatment of dysmenorrhea, and the last one is It is used for the management of endometriosis. So these were the uses of progesterone. We studied the class in two parts, oral contraceptives and estrogen progesterone preparation. Now let's conclude the class. Today we discussed about oral contraceptives and their types, the drugs, the doses, the indication and contraindication and side effects we studied collectively. Then we studied estrogen and progesterone preparation and the uses of the preparation. The books which I referred were Pharmacology for Nursing Care by Richard A. Lehney, published by Elsevier, 7th edition, page number 784 to 787. The next textbook was Textbook of Pharmacology, Pathology and Genetics for Nurses by Suresh K. Sharma, published by JP, page number 503 to 509. The third textbook was Pharmacology for Nurses by Shabnam Masih, published by Lotus Publishers, 5th edition, page number 331 to 340. The last book is Pharmacology for Nurses by Padmaja Udaya Kumar, published by JP, 2nd edition, page number 224 to 234. With this bibliography, I end my class. I hope you all understood the class. If you have any queries, any problems, you can surely ask it with me, discuss it with me, and thank you for listening.